Read lips.
Yep.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, we're gonna have it here in just a second.
Start all over again then?
Yeah, we're gonna start all over again.
Okay.
So here, I'm gonna hold up my hand again. Just
I can't remember what I said. So.
I know.
And they brought the 2-ton truck around, and they had a hoist on it, and they hoisted me out of the car and got me up to where the sidewalk was pretty good shape there. So
Then you tripped over the door entry.
yeah,
to
yeah,
come
well,
in,
yeah,
didn't you?
right, yeah.
Felt.
But anyway, it's slick out there, so be careful if you're driving anywhere today.
That's right. That's
And
right.
If you're going wrestling or whatever today, just be very careful. I don't know, the highways usually pound out pretty good, and this is supposed to disappear by this afternoon. It's supposed to get warmed up a little bit, I think. But
You think of all the things going on today. There's going to be a lot of traveling and a lot of walking to and from the schools
yeah,
and stuff. So
yeah.
whatever you do, like Tad said, be very, very careful.
Well, for some reason, the shoes I wore today they have ice on the bottom all the time anyway. So ice on ice really made it slick getting in here. So anyway.
I can't believe I put up with that so many years.
Anyway, Gary Bill's with you this morning. We're going to be talking about boys basketball, girls basketball. We're going to be talking about wrestling. Wrestling is going on today. State Wrestling 3-2-1. I spent some very, very happy Friday and Saturdays down there with Steve Schmidt and Dave Kelch and Rich Elliott used to help me, and we used to have some great times. We used to go clear up above. Now you can be out on the floor. Do you remember you had to go clear up above there at the
Clear up above,
Coliseum?
couldn't hardly see him. But I didn't really like wrestling that well because I sat there twisting and turning and everything. By the time we were done, I was just beat.
Every
I never did win a
twist and
match.
turn. You never won a match. So, not to get any reversals or takedowns or anything.
Well, got you down a couple of times.
Okay, but we did have some great times there, and of course, the chance to see some great wrestling again today. Phillipsburg has all three. They're going to medal. They're sure if we get at least the second and the sixth and the sixth, and we'll look at some of those qualifiers here after we get through talking with basketball this morning. Let's look at a few basketball scores, and we're going to talk with Keith first this morning.
All right. These
are boys. These are the boys.
These are the boys on the 24th. Northern Valley, Western Plains in play. Logan 49 over Cheyenne 28. Wilson 62 over Thunder Ridge 36. That must have been quite a ball game. Then we go on down to St. John's Beloit Tipton 43 over Lincoln 33. Ulysses 72 losing to Colby by 75. 3 points. That's a lot of points. Must have been very exciting. And Lakeside 54 over Sylvan Lucas 41. Little River defeated Canton Galva 63 to 34. And McPherson, man, they must turn them loose. 80 over Circle 46.
Well, in McPherson, when someone is born, either a boy or a girl, they go into the delivery room, they deliver the baby, then they give the basketball goal, and that's how it goes, like that.
And they start
and then they start
kind of like the
second day
Sides
in their-
boys.
Yeah,
start when they were little.
that's for sure. Yeah,
I can remember
No,
them.
McPherson has a great program down there. Have you ever driven through? Well, Newton used to be that way too. Every parking area there had a basketball goal in there. Every driver. Okay. In girls last night, Northern Valley, they continued on 67-17 over Western Plains Healy. It was Cheyenne getting by the Logan girls last night, 35 to 33. Thunder Ridge, they continue to move 66-44 over Wilson. The Hayes High Indians over the Black Panthers of Great Bend, 50 to 47. St. John's Beloit, Tipton 33, Lincoln 24. Natoma and Southern Cloud, that was canceled because I'm sure they had this kind of weather there yesterday around Wichita and Saline and everything. It was Colby 40-37 over Ulysses. Lakeside down, Sylvan Lucas 55-36. Canton Galva, Little River had a close one, and the girls played Little River 44 to 42, and McPherson 61 Circle 21. So that's the way some of the basketball games. We'll look at the tournament brackets coming up after we talk with the coaches. Also, we'll be taking a look at wrestling and seeing what's happening today. But Keith, thanks for stopping by this morning. And you having trouble getting in?
That's what got out of my car, and I had to be really careful.
Yeah, really had to be careful. Yesterday I was bragging the day before yesterday I hadn't fallen in a couple of years. Well, out here yesterday I got that, and this morning I was not going to fall. That's why like I said, they brought in that truck.
Yeah, I did see him leaving when I pulled in.
You know, we had the big hook, and I hooked it on my belt and brought me on over. And
See, I don't have that problem. I watch the Olympics, the ice skating, watch and see how they do it. And if I start slip and slide, I just kick my feet up around and spin and go.
I just sit on the edge every time. I don't watch it because I'm just waiting for them to fall. And they always do, don't they? Most of the time, they always. And you hate to see them have. That's why I don't like. I watch curling. That's my. How'd that ever get in the Olympics? Curling.
I don't know. A lot of people don't have the hair to curl.
And what's the broom? I never could figure out what the broom does when the guy's sweeping in front of it. That makes it go a little better.
Yeah, it changes the air direction somehow. I'm not positive how that works.
But someone said, "How'd curling ever?" Well, it came from Norway, and of course, Norway always does real well in the Winter Olympics. Okay, let's talk about basketball. You didn't have a. Let's see. We didn't
played
talk to you
Tuesday.
last week.
Yeah.
We didn't talk to you last week, and so Tuesday you had a game.
Yeah, we went down to Stockton Tuesday. Yeah, I know. Like just talking here, the month of February has kind of been different. We were supposed to play Hoxie there Thursday, but it got postponed, and it was postponed from earlier in February. So you look at our schedule, we haven't played that many games in February, so it's kind of been a drawn out, I guess, February, and now it's time for sub-state. Now it's crunch time to be playing our best. And just looking at your scores there last night, it looked like Colby got another good win. Colby beat Hoxie on Tuesday, and Colby is a team that we were planning on playing a first round of sub-state because they were sitting the 8th seed, and I think they had 5 wins going into this week. Then they knock off Hoxie to get a win and bump up to the 7th seed. So we got Norton on Monday here for the first round of sub-state, and so that's what. Going back to Stockton on Tuesday, it was just a game. Stockton was ahead of us 13-11 first quarter, and they had a couple boys. The Williams boy shot well the first quarter, then the Booker boy shot really well from 3 the second quarter and kept them in the game. And we had a good run the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, and it was a tie ball game. I think it was 36-36 or 26-26 maybe. And I think we ran off 12 straight before the halftime and got our lead up to that. And then we moved it up to 22-26 points, and they closed at 11 at the end of the game, and we were 7. So, it's kind of one of these Februaries that one thing, we've been relatively healthy, sickness and injury-wise, and hopefully that continues because we'll need everybody next week.
Have you had much illness from the flu or cold or anything like that?
That's what our boys team had been pretty lucky. I know we had a couple. I think Nathan Moon went home yesterday not feeling good, so hopefully it was just a 24-hour thing instead of a 4 or 5 day thing like some of them are getting. So we'll have practice this morning after we get down here, and practice Sunday night before our game on Monday.
That's what's tough with get the flu going around and everything. How do you adjust for that if you have a couple guys that go out?
I know that's what sometimes you're better off maybe not even having practice like on a Saturday morning like this. Yeah. We know you have some bug going around, but it's like you can't prevent that stuff very well. I mean, the kids are around everybody, and hopefully their bodies will fight it off. I mean, that's being in shape and exercising and eating right and sleeping and all that stuff plays a big part of it, and you just hope the kids are doing those things.
Yeah, and I've found that the young people, they want to go ahead and continue playing regardless of how they're feeling. And sometimes the coach has to really sit down and say, here's what it is.
Yeah, that's what you never know sometimes how they're feeling. They're never going to tell you. I mean, it's kind of like a injury here and there. They're never going to tell you because they want to play. And I know some of these kids have been sick at school. I mean, you could tell they're sick. So, and sometimes, a lot of times you can't, but it's some of this bad stuff that's really knocking them.
Question. Tuesday you play Stockton. You know you're going to play. You think you're going to play Hoxie on Thursday, all right? So you fair that. Does that kind of foul up your practice schedule
that's
and
what-
everything? Because you're looking for a game before you get into the sub-state. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, you don't have that game anymore.
No, we tried on Thursday to just scrimmage a lot and try to get a game feeling, get a lot of exercise up and down the court. Even when we rescheduled the Thursday game, the Hoxie game, I was kind of wishy-washy on if we should play it or not. I mean, it really didn't count towards sub-state, and we thought we'd gain by playing a tough competition. That might be something positive, but you really risk getting hurt and stuff like that too. So I guess it just wasn't meant to be this year to play Hoxie.
Yeah. Okay. So then, of course, Wednesday morning they do and we have a bracket here we're looking at the moment. So the Phillipsburg girls and boys play Norton girls over there, and Norton boys here. Monday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock here, I think Monday night, and that's a team we played right after Christmas, and they're a young team. They don't have any seniors, just juniors and sophomores, and some freshmen that play for them. Team that's I'm sure has got better since we last played them, and we'll just have to go out there and play well from the get-go, and hopefully get a good lead like we did last time we played them.
As you get ready to get into the sub-state play, of course, you look on down, you have to play them one at a time. The first one, you get the higher seed, which, of course, that's where your games are. I might mention, if you have a league pass or something, it doesn't work anymore because Acacia, the High School Activity Association, has control of everything right now. So that you have to buy the ticket to go see the Panthers Monday night.
Yeah, that's. And then after Monday night, I mean, hopefully you win there. Then the rest of the games are on Colby. We'd play Thursday. If we win that, we'd play Saturday. The two teams we could match up against is Scott City and Southwestern Heights. So a Scott City team. Both those teams are 500 records, but I've seen them on film, and they're better than an MCL 500 team. I mean, they've played good competition, and I mean, like Scott City, they have athletes. I mean, it's they're doing well in wrestling this season. They're always good in football, and they got a ex-player in the NBA. So there's always good talent out of Scott City. So that get by the first round, the next two rounds will be tough for us too. But like you say, one night at a time, and hopefully we're playing well every night next week.
Well, Tad and I, over the years, went down to Scott City a number of times to call the games and that was a tough place to win.
Yeah, it's what we'll play in Colby, which that'll be kind of a neutral site, which is always nice. So you never know. I mean, that's it. I don't know which one's going to win that game. We'll just find out after we win our game, hopefully.
Okay, so then it's a Thursday. What is it? You play on Thursday then?
Well, Thursday, but I don't know what time. It didn't on the bracket. It didn't say 6 or 7:30. So
it has to
maybe
do with
some
the travel
distance and
on
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
They can't determine, if I remember right, on the semis, whoever has the travels the furthest gets to play first. Or a combination of both the minor teams or something.
Kind of like our league tournament, so like that. The number one seed gets to play first. They can go home and rest, get home a little earlier. But I know. So I figured they do that differently.
Okay, so so who else is in the? Let's see, we have.
On the bottom side, it'll be, what is it, Cimarron and Goodland and
We'll find it here in a minute.
Lakin's a 2 seed, and then I'm missing one.
No, let's see. Phillipsburg and Norton, Scott City, and Southwestern
Heights is on our side.
Kismet, Lakin, and Colby, and Goodland, and Cimarron.
Cimarron, yep.
Cimarron's the other one.
So I mean, that's what Lakin's what 4 losses, and Goodland's don't have that many losses. And Goodland's got a 7-footer and got some height. So just watching them all play on film, they're really athletic and got more size than we do. So we're gonna have to do like we have been doing all years: play great defense and hustle, and use our quickness to our advantage.
You play at the community building too, right?
Yeah.
It won't be at the high school in Colby. Okay. Do you like community building?
Well, that's what I don't think any of our kids have been out there, but been out there a few times. So hopefully they like it when they get out there.
It's a great facility. I had some Western Kansas League kids on there a couple of weeks ago. They didn't like playing there at their tournament. They said it kind of let it go downhill a little bit or something. It always seems dark to me in that building.
Yeah.
We used to do game, going down there to go to Colby, and a lot of times we went to the high school too. So anyway, and you look at different parts. You have some Southwest Kansas schools. Is it hard for you to keep track of what the competition is down there. The records sometimes mean a little bit, but they
Yeah.
don't always mean that.
I mean, it's like just us and Norton. I know Norton plays Colby and Goodland, but we don't play anybody else besides Norton. And those other teams kind of played each other. So we're kind of the outcast to that group out there. And it'll be good for our kids. I mean, it's always nice playing somebody different. And
Sure.
like we talked about a couple weeks ago, how TMP they went to the other way. They went east, and we went west on the sub-states. And I like that, just to be able to play against some other teams.
Sure. You know, they have a chance to see
In
some.
basketball, how much information do you get about the other team
Yeah,
prior to play?
Yeah, you can get all kinds of film. I mean, the Huddle and I mean a lot of the Open Spaces Sports does a lot of the games out there, and I mean like our YouTube Phillipsburg channel does some games. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get film, and it's available.
Is Huddle as been important for basketball as football, you think?
No, I don't think so. I mean, football you have all week to prepare. Basketball you usually have 2 or 3 days, and it's just a little different. I like it. You can see what kind of athletes they have, what they like to do, if like the press or not, or man or zone, and kind of prepare that way. But I try to prepare our kids for everything. I mean, presses to zones to man. So you just got to go out and execute whatever defense they play, and then defensively you kind of see what they like to run and kind of get a little knowledge there. But we have rules on how we play our man defense and how we do our zones. So. And as long as they're following those, everything usually is all right.
Yeah, so,
Well, you have your players running. What I watched a lot.
Yeah,
Would you ever say, "Hey, let's catch them off guard and slow down just a bit"?
yeah. I don't like that slow play, and
You didn't like
we're
that
quick.
when you
I
was
didn't like it in
playing.
high school. I still don't like it as a coach. If I had 6'5", 250-pound kids, and we had to do that, I would have to do that. But our kids are little and quick, and like to get them down the court and play the game that way. So even like ends the games, and my boys are bad about this. If we have a 10, 12-point lead, I might tell them to take it out and pass the ball around and stall a little bit, and they don't want to stall. That's just too boring for them anymore. So
well, you know, you play, you're used to playing, and of course, but the other side of that thing is, well, then if you don't, then you get accused of trying to run the score up.
Yeah.
Don't you? So yeah, that's a two-edged sword.
then you watch the Super Bowl last year. Atlanta Falcons, they kind of started being
Sure.
cautious and not really attacking, and
then,
they end up losing. So sometimes as a team, you got to just keep doing what you're doing and
Right.
take a lead that way. Sometimes you start delaying and passing around, and you have turnovers, and then kind of your rhythm and stuff goes down too. So there's
I don't know how many games I've seen in the past, a lot of high school, where a team has a good lead, and then they kind of just change what
Relax,
they've been
yeah.
doing. And then the other team picks up a lot of times, and they don't always come back and win it. But if you change what's been successful, it kind of throws the whole team off.
Yeah, I mean, we like to later in the game. We like to just get layups and free throw and get the free throw line. And sometimes if you don't make free throws, and the other team goes down and starts making threes, it can change pretty quick. So
You know, I can remember watching the Sides boys play basketball, and if the rest of the team was going to play, they was going to have to keep up with you guys, and they worked at it, and that really made your team very successful. Do you have any kind of situation like that here?
well, that's what with our guards. It kind of reminds of like the team we had when I was playing in high school about getting up down the court, and I think we had better shooters when I was in school than what I have now. But our guys can shoot. We're just not really as consistent, and I think that all goes back to getting in your backyard and shooting by yourself. And a lot of kids don't do that anymore. So, but hopefully we can have the success that we had in Northern Valley this year. So, I mean, these guys want to get to the state tournament, but it's going to be tough. I mean, last year we made it to semifinals, and we had a good lead, and Norton come back on us, and Norton was a very good team last year and graduated Betty. So hopefully it's our turn this year.
Okay, then, of course, last week you missed having a chance to see some of your Northern Valley buddies there, you know. Chuck was here, and, of course, Bill Lowry was there, and he coached for a long time. There. When you were playing high school, did they have the three-point basket?
Yeah, they put it in my freshman year. I didn't have it the 8th grade year, but freshman, so I played it all through high school. So that would have been 87, 88 years, something like that. So.
You said that they don't play in the backyard except at the first and
Yeah.
right. And isn't it amazing how it's you get a program going? And a long time ago, it used to be Newton always had the, and that was before they had girls basketball. Even Newton was the #1 every year. They won state. I think the AA or whatever it was. Okay, who'd you bring first?
The first one I brought is Austin Miller. He's a sophomore, and he's our size. He's our 6'5" guy that we're looking forward to him for the next 2 years. And this year, being behind 3 senior posts and a couple of juniors, and he kind of gets in there with those guys too. Usually plays 3 or 4 quarters of JV, and against Stockton in the JV game, I think what do you have 21 points. He was playing really well, and we'll need him here in sub-state, just the size to match up with the other guys, and looking forward to good things out of him in the future and even next week.
Okay, as you get ready, were you disappointed you didn't play Thursday night Hoxie? Were you ready to go down to Hoxie?
Yeah, I was ready.
I think kids always are.
They always want to play.
They get tired of seeing the guys they go to school with all day, out on the practice court. So
Did you ever hear those people in the stands saying, "Come on, dunk it, slam it, slam it"?
Yeah, I
And
hear.
you're capable, I know
once in a
that.
while.
are you capable of it? Can you slam it?
Oh, I'm getting closer. I mean, just not there yet.
Two hand or one hand?
One hand.
One hand. Can you do a two hand? Is it harder, 2 or 1?
I get about as close as I do with one hand.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah, hopefully next year he's got a lot more coordinated since last year, and get a little stronger, get a little more coordinated, and hopefully he'll be able to do it.
well, the
next year
secret
for
to
us.
me, the one hand is only to be able to get up there, but have big enough hands
Yeah,
to
you gotta be able to
handle
palm it.
basketball, palm it, to get it in.
Yeah.
Are your hands big enough for that?
Yeah, I can follow
Okay,
the ball.
all right.
Just kind of.
It's just an incredible watching NBA guys and college
right,
guys.
yeah.
They make it look so easy, and some of those guys are only 6'1", 6'2", and get up there. And so
Then they try to be as back over their head as
Yeah.
fancy as they can, and that they really get big in the crowd really goes into it. Okay, so your job then, Austin, mainly what? You come in. He comes in and relieves. Is that what he does?
yeah, we have 3 seniors that are posts that play most of the game, and a lot of times if we get in foul trouble, we'll bring Austin in, or if another team has a tall kid. Sometimes different matchups. Kason Keaton's another guy that kind of splits time with Austin, and then both start on JV. And Kason's only about 5'9" and 5'8", but he plays bigger. And so some games, throw Kason out there because they don't have the size, and sometimes I put Austin out there because they have a bigger guy that Austin matches up better with. So sometimes it's just matchups on whether he plays or not. And looking at Hoxie, we were going to play. They had one big kid inside, and the rest of them are all pretty much perimeter guys. So he might have got out there and be able to play with their tall guy on Thursday.
Okay, so when Coach says Austin, as you watch what's going on in the game, you got a pretty good idea who you're going in for and everything.
Yeah,
what
it's usually
you're gonna
Jack
have to do.
Pockabeer.
Okay. As of course, as a sophomore coming into the season, how do you feel that things are going to be this year for the Panthers?
Oh, I was just gonna try and go out there and be the best that I could to help and everything, but I don't know, just try to go out there and score points and
Sure.
be a good player.
So I guess as a sophomore player, you're kind of a role player now, but you see him next year and the next 2 years moving in.
Yeah, that's what we'll need his strength, the size, and rebound next year, losing the 3 good seniors.
Sure. Okay.
Did you ever get any advice at home on what to be doing?
Yeah, my dad tries to help me. He didn't play basketball at all, but my mom, she played college ball at Red Cloud,
Wow. Okay.
Cloud County.
Cloud County, yeah.
Cook County. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And so she give you those few tips then?
Yeah, sometimes she tries to play me on 1-on-1, but
What other sports you do, Austin? You football?
football and track I do.
Track? What do you do in track?
400 and jumping probably.
What's your favorite thing? No,
Jumping.
We're talking jumping, long
Jumping,
jump. Or
yeah,
high
long
jump?
jump and triple jump and
Okay.
high jump.
Triple jump. Anyone do the triple jump to me, that takes more coordination.
Oh, yeah, I'd have my legs and feet tangled.
I tried to
up
do
and
the
stuff.
triple jump out here on the ice this morning, and I didn't do very well.
Well, you got to quit watching that ice skating.
Yeah. Speaking of the NBA, did you watch the game the other night?
Which one?
The
All-Star game?
All-Star game.
Yeah.
All-Star game.
I did not watch it, but did you happen to see the Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah, It was bad from the start.
Well, I tell you what,
I mean, while you're listening to it, you're like, God, this is not very good. I wonder if she's going to get hammered. And
yeah, I'm glad she did. She deserved to get that hammered on that. You know. Of course, she after class, but did you happen to see it?
No, I didn't.
Fergie, it was Fergie. I don't even know who she is, but I know that she butchered it as far as playing. You know, some of them do stuff, you know, and don't sing it quite like the way, but I mean, she really did. But I don't usually watch the NBA until they get to the championship games, you know, because it's just back and forth.
Yeah, it was a fun game. And then the night before, they had the rookies and the sophomores play, and it was pretty amazing how talented those young players are.
I know. Which brings to mind, and we'll talk just a little bit about this. What do you think? We got Van Fleet in trouble now. Josh Jackson's in trouble, and maybe Beasley is in trouble with taking money. What do you think? What's the answer to this?
If every school should get so much money and they can just hand it out how they want to hand it out, or every athlete gets so much amount, I know it's so much money involved, and I know it's not a good situation.
The thing is, the schools make a lot of money. NCAA makes a lot of money. The kids are out there not getting anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're getting an education, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the answer is. The pay.
But you watch the stands; they're always jam-packed, so they get a lot of money coming in, and then advertising and that. And
The advertising thing—that's a big thing, and I don't know what the answer.
Officials get hammered a little bit more nowadays than they
Do what?
The officials.
Well, that's sure. Huggins.
I saw a coach get kicked out of the game the other night with 8 seconds left. Because Huggins was a little upset because they don't shot 2 free throws.
35-2, I think, or something like that. Wasn't it? And he of course, West Virginia's a lot of people. Huggins is kind of that way. He was, Casey? He's kind of. They call him a thug team because they play tough.
Yeah, they're rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Yep.
And he's that way, and so that's how they go well, and that's why the fouls were called. But that is a little. He was reprimanded for it yesterday, Huggins, by the Big 12 for saying something about the officials.
I did see something where they had a figure where West Virginia only attacked the rim 4 times. So I mean, if you're gonna stand around and shoot threes, you're probably not gonna get fouled very often.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anyway, big games today in the Big 12. K-State, these are winning beats still. I think if they win today, they might be out of the bubble now pretty good.
Yeah.
And, of course, Texas Tech and the KU, that's a huge game there. The winner, KU wins, they have an inside track, I think, to another Big 12. If Texas Tech wins, they're tied up again. And, of course, Texas Tech has to go to West Virginia next Monday, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So that's a tough league.
When did you decide you was going to start growing up, getting bigger? Because I can remember when you was a tiny little fellow and your dad kept saying, well, he's going to grow, and I don't think so. And then next thing I know, wow.
Yeah, I definitely took after my mom's side.
Yeah.
All my uncles are 6'7", 6'8", and my dad's just a little 5'11".
How tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Okay, are you still growing?
Yeah,
That's good.
probably another couple inches.
Okay.
Good thing about it, he's got 2 younger brothers, so we'll have some more height than Phillipsburg.
Can you do anything in the summertime to get taller? Is there anything you can do to get the water?
I tried
more or
everything, and I
something?
never did grow, so.
Yeah, okay, it's just amazing how how the talent comes in there. Well, good luck. You're looking forward to seeing Norton again then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
One question on Norton still. The more times you play, they say the closer you get together. Do you anticipate some of the improvements, what they've done?
Yeah, I expect
since
them to
the
be
last
improved. They'll still be young, and hopefully our experience will show on Monday night.
At 7 o'clock out here at Chuck Little Gym, take your money. Pass will not work. But have a chance. It's just one ball game because the next night the Lady Panthers go to Norton.
Yep.
And then they'll be over there. Thanks. I'll let you get practice. Be
Yeah, I
careful.
got Schron. He's still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
One-
didn't know they had.
Another question for the sides kid here.
Yeah.
How do you stay so calm and stuff on the bench? I've never seen you.
Well, the referees are so good, just like you were when you officiated. I don't have to yell much. And,
But
Coach
really-
Miller over there, she kind of takes care of the rest before we start playing. So I can just sit down and enjoy the game.
Because I watch you and you're busy coaching the kids, and I've never seen you maybe you do say something to the official once in a while, but I've not seen that.
No, that's I don't say a lot, and it's just kind of weird. I mean, that's down at Stockton. There was one call that Trey got a steal and took it in for a layup, and they called him for a charge. And I mean, from the stands and from our seats, it looked like it was no way it was a block. Then you watch film, and you have the camera on the other side where the referee had called it. You can almost see why he called it that way. So different angles, and I got the worst spot. I mean, just kind of like the officials, we got the worst spots to see things. We need to be up there higher to see things. So you can't complain about those. You just got to go to the next play. And I don't enjoy getting mad and yelling. I enjoy watching the kids play well.
Can a tee? Some coaches like to get a tee once in a while just to kind of get the team. Does that work?
I think that's all right for college, but high school sports and young players and our officials, we're losing officials. We're short officials the way it is, and those people that officiate take a lot of time out of their own time to doing that for the kids. And as a parent, I appreciate all that too.
I hate to see officials, that like Doug Wilfong and Casey and all the ones through the years we've known a lot of officials. They're there for the love of the game and love of the kids and get things going. A lot you hear say, well, they must have gotten paid tonight to do that. No, they don't. They get paid to do the game. They don't get paid to throw a game. No. Not in high school anymore. No.
Well, if you listen to the fans, the parents,
I know
they couldn't get paid enough.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Okay, who do you have? We almost missed you.
Yeah, Sharon Ellis. He's a junior for us. Plays guard, and a guy that plays usually 4 quarters of JV, and looking forward to a lot of good stuff from him next year too. Just in a deep team. It's just one of those things that a couple years ago, if he was a junior, he'd be starting the last 2 years. So appreciate everything he does for us and all the hard work competing against our starters and stuff. And he's a very good player. Just hadn't got the time, got the court time that he probably wishes, or I wish he'd had too.
The thing about it, even though it may not be starting, he makes the whole team better because of practice.
Yeah, we're a lot of our games this year. We have a better game in practice than we had it during the actual game. So just that depth that like next week we could have 3 or 4 kids sick and he may have to play. So it's great to have that depth on the team.
Does coach ever say anything to you when you decide to shoot an outside three-pointer quite a ways out?
No. I usually don't shoot very much.
I always tell him to shoot more.
Yeah.
well, that's good. We all heard it.
He's one of the few on the team that don't like to shoot now.
There's thousands of people listening to this morning, so they'll go see you and say, you better start shooting.
Would you shoot the 3, the 2? What's your favorite shot?
Probably the 2, yeah.
2? What, 10, 12 footer in that area?
Yeah.
You shoot the 3 though?
No, not very much.
Okay.
You're not selfish. You pass off a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
Move the ball around. I've watched that.
Assists, I always like a good assist to me is just as good as a 2, because it ends up getting the points.
Yeah, I know. It's some kids they like to shoot every time they get the ball, and some kids would rather have somebody else to shoot. And Sharon's just one of those kids that rather let somebody else shoot it and do his. He thinks his job is to pass the ball and do those things, which is great. And there's times you get to open 3 and shoot it, Sharon, shoot it. Everybody misses, so
Sure, right. But have you ever shot the 3 though?
Yeah,
Can he hit it though?
Yeah.
I do, just not very
Okay.
often.
In practice, he did shoot.
Yeah, he can shoot it, and just bashful to shoot,
Sure,
or
right.
afraid he's gonna miss. I don't know what it is, but he just needs to. And next year he's gonna get the green light, and hopefully he's ready to do that for us more next year. And
Do some stuff in the summertime, right?
yeah.
So you get 4 quarters in the junior varsity.
Yep.
Are you really ever very tired then when you get the varsity?
Yeah, after I'm usually really tired.
Okay. How many quarters?
6.
6 now.
Yeah.
It used to be 5, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then they moved, which is a good rule.
Yeah, 6 is good.
And you find out that when you play some of yours on the junior varsity that take them a while. Are they ready to play in an A-team game too?
I think they have the girls game to rest and
Yeah.
and stuff, and I don't ever see where a JV game tires them out. I guess
Sure.
for the varsity, and like this year we have 7, 8 guys that don't even play any JV time, so they're fresh and they can play the whole games.
Okay.
Yeah, and you need to be fresh because you guys run a lot and everything. Has he ever encouraged you to slam dunk one yet?
I can't quite get up there yet.
Well, don't give up.
Yeah, his dad's really tall. What is he, 6'4"?
Yeah,
6'4".
6'6", 6'6".
Okay, all right.
And he kind of got mom's height too much, so that's if he was 6'6", he'd be able to throw it down pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so, any team particularly you like to play? I mean, if you like to go up against.
I like to play Norton.
Do you?
Just
Well, you're
'cause
going
of
to
rivalry,
your
yeah.
Monday night there. Now, how many were you going to be shooting up?
Yeah, we can only shoot up 12. Yeah,
right.
I've been shooting up 14 to 15 guys, just because I felt like those guys all deserve to suit up, and,
Sure.
and I've got them in a lot of times with the leads and stuff. So it'd be a little different with just 12. But as far as tournament, eight guys as a coach, 8 guys is perfect. 2 extra guard subs and 1 post subs to really keep a good chemistry out there. If you press and get up down the floor more and maybe have more fouls, 10's good. So we'll probably use all 12 all week this week. It'd be nice just to be able to throw them in certain situations if somebody needs a break for 30 seconds, or we need to, say like Austin, we need to put him in there for defense on this last 10 seconds of this quarter or something like that. So we don't have to worry about quarters. It's just they can play anytime. So.
Right. So, can you change your roster after, like, if you play your first game, you have 12. You want?
Yeah, I think if you have guys
something,
injured
you
or
can
sick, you can change out. Yep.
Think back to the year so far that you've played. What play have you been involved in you can really remember that really stuck out and was great?
I think Ty earlier in the year made a half court shot. I remember that.
Half court?
Yeah, on the buzzer. That's about it.
Is that skill or luck?
Matters who you talk to.
Yeah. Okay. And you see a lot of times these pros doing it, and they hook it in from at the other end, and I often wonder how many times do they have to take that shot before they get it going in, or all that situation. Okay.
But anyway, what's your favorite thing to do out on the court?
I like getting in close games towards the end, pressing them, try to get the lead again.
Like to go for steals much?
Yeah.
I like to get a good steal.
Does Coach Side ever talk to you while you're on the court when you're coming by him on the sideline?
No.
No, I mean, we can't incriminate him for that. So does he ever give you some advice while you're going down the court?
Shoot it more.
Shoot him
That's
more.
pretty much
Shoot it
it.
more, yeah, that's pretty
Do
much
you hear
all
him
I
out there? Do you hear Coach say that?
Yeah, I hear it a lot.
What about was it the first year you could move all the way over the court and the guy go up and access it with the PA guy? Wasn't it this year? Didn't they extend?
Oh, the coaching box is bigger. Yeah.
Is that? Have you used that at all? Or?
No, not really. I mean, like our gym, it's so tight. It's hard to even stand up at our gym because our feet are almost on the court. So,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to get up and go down to the inline or talk once in a while to the bench if you have a bench down there. But I haven't used it much.
Okay. Yeah, the other night, Self got out of the coach's box, and the coach in the college looks like a coach box goes all over the place. I mean, they really get out on the court. They really do that.
Sometimes I've watched Keith. I wonder if he's even awake out there. He's standing there. But you've never been really animated.
No, that's what. Close games, big games. Somebody get into a little more, but a lot of our games we've handled them pretty well. And these guys, they've played for me so long, they know what to do. I don't have to bark out instructions like Bruce Weber or something like that that's always talking. So
He's always on waving.
Yeah.
He's always talking and waving.
I like them to not worry about somebody yelling at them and let them play the way they want to play.
Right. You used to tell me in wrestling. You always used to say, kids out there wrestling, a coach on the sideline. And you'd ask me, you ever hear when coach is hollering? I said, yeah, I don't like to listen to him because he'll tell me something, then I'll make a mistake, and then I'll get pinned or something like that. So, but But the communication really, of course, is important.
Yeah, it's big for them to communicate on the court. I mean, that's it. Especially get big games. They're at the other end of the court. They can't hear me yelling a lot of times, and they got to be able to yell at the play and do that on their own. So I want them to do as much as they can, and I'm there always to help them if I feel like they need the help to call a play. But a lot of times I leave it on them to run what they want to run because they know what we want to run, certain defenses, and so it's good for them.
Okay, what do you do on other? Do you do track?
No, I do golf
Oh,
and
you're a golfer.
football. Yep.
All right, and football. Okay. And then what's
Were you-
golf look like this
Well, that's
year?
what golf teams be pretty solid. Strawn started last season. He really come on for us last year, and look for him to be a big part of our team this year. We have Trey back, and JC back, and Tyler Martin's back, and Nathan Moon's back, and Strawn, and then Ty if he goes out for golf. So we'll have a good team of golf too.
Are you a scratch golfer?
No,
Close?
no. Sometimes.
About 2 weeks ago or so, I looked out my window and I saw somebody hitting range balls down at the range, and it was Strawn. So he's really improved his game, and I think he's going to have a great year for us in golf.
You've been working on taking the divots, right?
Replacing the
Did you replace the divots?
Play some, yeah.
scratch golf. Did you scratch? I used to play scratch golf.
Yeah, I never.
You know, I hit the ball and I scratched my head. Why the ball didn't go farther than what I did, or didn't go where I wanted it to go? You know.
Hey, he's used to scratching his head for a number of things. Once in a while, coming home from games, he'd kind of wake up and kind of scratch his head. Where are we at?
Anyway, okay. Well,
Yep.
Good luck. Good luck Monday night, and going out there and have a good crowd out there and see Norton come in and see what they're going to be doing this year. And
Yep.
and then-
Should be an exciting week this week.
And of course, next Saturday, from the standpoint of your hopes that Saturday night you're going to be playing, and you're going to be able to come on.
Yeah, I should be able to come on.
Okay, we'll have it either way.
Yep.
And just keep winning. Yep.
Yep.
That's how that goes. Okay. Fine. And good luck too Monday night. All right, fine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you keep winning, Ted. Keep having you come up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'll eat a free donut for a win. That's for
Okay,
sure.
that's for sure. All right, I think we're going to get coming on there with this morning. We're going to have Rachel with us, and I want to remind everyone that making it possible for us to do this every Saturday morning, the First National Bank and Trust proudly supporting Panther Athletics. From our sales floor to your delivery door, come see Jim and Terry at All of Bowie Furniture and Appliance. They provide gracious living for less. Sunburst Realty LLC, where you will find the best homes under the sun. Professional Family Eye Care, see Dr. Jimman for all of your eye care needs. Coombs Trucking, you call, we haul. Wyman Firestone, Tire Sales and Service. Backing the youth of Phillips County. Biggs Insurance for all of your auto, home, business, and farm insurance needs. They make it possible for us to come in here and do this on a Saturday morning to really enjoy. Well, Rachel is joined. I want to know, do you have anyone on the other side here taking care of the young ones? Or?
No, they
Do they?
you know when you don't let them on electronics very often,
Yeah.
and then they actually get to,
Sure.
they'll probably good for a couple hours. if we let
Okay,
'em
all
sit
right,
over
that's
there,
good.
so
All right, well, very good. That's amazing.
Nobody will take them. They bring them back.
Okay, they take it for a while.
Yeah,
With them
yeah,
back.
they'd
All
bring-
right,
they'd bring 'em
okay,
back,
great.
so.
Well, you didn't get to play Thursday night. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Were you looking forward to doing that against the Indians?
Oh, I told my players there were going to be some pros and cons to it, and one of the biggest things that I worry about with the way my luck goes is injuries, and so I guess that was one less game we had to risk an injury at an unfortunate time in the year. So that was a plus. We have again had troubles with illness here lately, so we've been trying to get some girls back on the floor and kind of get them back out there in that groove they were in before they left. So that was kind of a con to it, that we didn't get a chance to get them out there on the floor. So it probably wasn't worth risking everybody going over there.
Sure.
But it would have been two pretty good matchups, I think, especially on the boys' side. And
Was the weather allowed it, you think, or could you have made it? Was the weather, that's the reason why? But
Yeah,
didn't things get a little
I think
better?
I think they were worried about what it was going to be like after the game.
Okay.
You get us all there, and then we got to get home somehow. And so I think
yeah.
that was the biggest cause for concern, is that there was chance of precip later on in the evening, and so.
Of course, this morning, did you have any trouble getting in the?
Well, we were flip flopping. Keith, we were going to practice and then come here, and then they're doing this and then practicing, and I've got a couple girls, and I know Keith does too, but that have to travel quite a ways, and I didn't. We changed it. We moved it to this afternoon, and I'm hoping the sun will shine. And
It's supposed to afternoon.
Yeah,
It's supposed to come out
yeah.
and maybe melt some of this stuff.
yeah,
out there, but-
so I mean, there's not that much out there, but it's enough to be,
Well, CNN was there earlier, filming me getting out of the van. That would have been a.
Well, I did walk by your van on the way in here, and I did think to myself, oh man, I
it
don't know how
really
Tad
well-
made it in here.
It took 3 people to get me in here, plus a nice cigar.
You must have picked the slickest spot out there.
It was. I couldn't even. I got out of the van. I put both, and I couldn't move. And
Yeah,
I was slipping, and then I was halfway out of the van, halfway in. So I go back in and waited till Rachel
That's-
hollered at her, and we got the guys out there.
a
And
good
really,
idea.
if you want to know, you would try to get in the door, and every time he pulled, his feet would slide up to the door, and he'd step back and pull.
Couldn't get the door
Took him
open.
Three times to get the door.
Yeah. But anyway, it really is. Hopefully things will start melting down a little bit and get that temperature before 32.
Yeah.
Okay, so Norton, you're going to be playing Norton. Well,
Yep.
let's go back to Tuesday. How did you feel the Stockton game went?
Well, we were without our starting post player Ashley Babcock. She was coming back from influenza, and just man, that
Does
stuff
that really
takes
take a lot of strength?
it takes more days than you would hope it to take, and we went without her, which we were able to get them in foul trouble early, but we didn't really have a big inside presence that we could have went to kind of take advantage of that with her being on the bench. But we competed really well for about a quarter and a half, and then they just played a really efficient game. We didn't have an extreme amount of turnovers. I was pretty happy with the amount of turnovers given their pressure that they put in the backcourt every possession. But it seemed like every foul up for us was points for them, and so it kind of got away quickly. And they have a great group of athletic girls, and they're quick, but they were very efficient. They shot 45% from the floor, and not all of those were layups. And on the flip side, we didn't shoot enough. We had some unfortunate, we'd get a defensive rebound, and then they would tie it up, and it'd be their possession. So then they'd get another possession, whereas we didn't get that possession. And so just a bunch of things like that entered in to losing it. But that's what we were hoping to get Ashley back on the court here before the sub-state game. But we'll do it through practice.
Sure.
So.
Okay, so of course, you go over to Norton. What about? Did you see him once? Did you see him once or twice?
Yeah, we seen him before MCL tournament, so it's been quite a while ago. Many games in there that I've watched them, and they've definitely improved throughout the year. They're kind of like us, kind of young. For the most part, they have a few more seniors than we do, but they've got a couple big post players inside that we'll have to defend, and then they've got a guard that can get to the basket. So it took everything we had to beat them in double overtime the first time, and so we're gonna have to give them that best shot again, plus some more, since it is the end of the year and they've improved, and we have too. It's just hard to tell here lately, since we have been kind of. The illness, we haven't had our starting lineup in the last, 3 or 4 games,
Really?
our normal starting lineup.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, hopefully everything gets.
we are, knock on wood.
You
Yeah,
have until Tuesday to get things going.
right. That's right.
In your double overtime, did you notice any of the players starting to get a little nervous or a little antsy or tired? Or
On the bench, yes. On the floor, I think our manager, or our statistician / manager, Kate Still, she has a Fitbit, and what'd she say? Her heart rate was it was 120 or something, and she's
Put a
just taking
defibrillator on her.
stats, So it was an exciting game. I kept the same players on the floor first overtime and second overtime, and we were just going on adrenaline, and it was an exciting game. It was at Newland, and I think for both teams it was a fun game, and the fans enjoyed watching it. So,
I've asked you before on this show. I watch you coach, and you're standing there like nonchalant, just watching the game go by. And I know what you was like when you was in school playing, because I saw a lot of that. Are you holding it back, or you just giving the girls advice, or trying to think what to tell them?
In other words, you're probably, is she inside that's acting the same way inside as she is outside? Is that the bottom line?
yeah,
Okay, good.
Yeah,
You did good, Tad.
Okay.
I really don't get nervous. I didn't get nervous when I was a player until my sophomore year in college at the national tournament. We were playing in the Sweet 16 game, and
Wow.
and I was matched up with their best 20-plus point player defensively. That was my job, to stop her defensively. It might have been the first time, Gary, that I've ever been pretty nervous to take the floor, but
Well, I know you didn't
How'd you
get
do
nervous.
it's just too much. It's just too much fun. It's not worth getting nervous about. I tell those girls, those close games, those are fun. How did we do? We came up on the short end. We made it to the Sweet 16, and that was it. But my junior or senior year, we made it to Elite 8. So
Yeah.
I could tell she wasn't nervous in high school because she just took charge of everything and went. I mean,
maybe you
She
should
was
pull.
sure.
You should probably pull the players. I don't know. I try to limit their nerves and just try to give them, that reassurance or that confidence. And they do a great job of paying attention in game situations. They're very engaged in the huddle. They're very engaged with things that I'm drawing up or that I'm saying. And I think that's attributed to our close games this year. Yeah, we've come up on the unfortunate end too many times, but we have been in a lot of close games, and I think that they're comfortable handling those situations due to that. So,
Of course, by being able to convey that to them, and a lot of them, once that ball's tipped, it goes away, doesn't it? A lot of that stuff. Is it all right to have jitters a little bit before a ball game?
yeah, I think
Because it makes you want to be better.
that's right, and I think that means you're aware of what's about to happen, and you're focused, and you're tuned in, and I do think it's a good thing, Tad, but you can't let it affect you too many plays. You're gonna make a mistake, so once you make that first mistake, then
you have your girls shooting from outside quite a lot and rebounding. What do you tell them to get them in position? They see the teammate going to take a shot. So do you work on getting rebounding position?
well, with our guards, our posts automatically know, they're to find a body and get in position. It depends upon the team we're playing against. If we feel like we need to get a couple players back defensively, if it's a team that we think is going to run on us and we want to limit their fast break opportunities. But we talk a little bit about angles. We talk about, especially long shots, what kind of rebounds are you going to get? Well, you're probably going to get long rebounds. We always want to try to shore up the backside rebound. But at the end of the day, rebounding is about effort. You can be the shortest player on the team and have the most rebounds because you just, some girls just have a better knack of reading it off the rim. And like I said, it's just going and getting it. So.
Well, you look at I don't know how much you'd watch men's college basketball, but Graham, he 7, 8 rebounds.
Yeah.
He's not tall, but he gets a lot of rebounds.
Yeah,
in the ball game.
I think he does a really good job on that perimeter, getting some of the, and then a lot of times their bigs, when they're equal size, there's a lot of tips, and so I think he's just very heady.
He
He's
where
around.
the ball is.
Yeah.
Good ball player there. Okay, so what does your sub-state look like?
Well, we talked a few weeks ago, Tad, when I was pretty sure we were going to be a 5 or 6 seed, and Scott's at the top. Scott Community, pretty good group of athletic girls, and then after that, I think there's a big group of teams that any of them could surface. Colby and Southwestern, a lot of those teams have matched up before. Us and Norton are kind of the newbies to the club. We're the MCL schools coming in, but I know Colby and Southwestern Heights, that's at least the second, I think maybe third time that they'll have played each other with the 4-5 matchup. That could kind of go either way. Colby's obviously has the Stephen girl back, and so that I think hurt them a little bit throughout the year, and so I think they're playing well here at the end. I don't know too much about Cimarron, but I just know that we haven't won a first round sub-state game in 4 years, and so we're really focused. We're really going to focus in on Norton and try to do the best we can to advance.
Okay, so, we were talking to Keith about, he said Phillipsburg's kind of up here all by itself, then Norton and all those schools go south and west. So can you keep track of what some of these other, do you watch box scores and stuff? And see what they're doing?
Yeah, I keep track of scores, and it's kind of it's kind of crazy but again, it's when you have two teams in the same league, maybe the first time one team wins and the second time the other team wins, and I don't think that's supposed to be surprising. I think that's just due to them being in the same league and being a competitive league, just like MCL. There were some scores in the MCL that kind of surprised you, but then again, when you think about it, it's girls basketball and anybody can beat anybody any night. So I've kept track, but we'll just take it one game at a time and see what happens.
Okay, all right. And of course, I hope next Saturday morning we're in here. You're talking about
right. Yeah,
going
that'd
back
be all
to
right.
Colby.
That's right.
Have you played when you were in high school? Did you play at the community building there in Colby much?
Yeah, we played a sub-state game against Natoma my freshman year. Man, I don't know if that was a semifinal game or a final game, but we played out there my freshman year. I think that was the only time.
Okay.
So
Have you been out there much?
yeah, I watched a couple college games out there.
Do you think
it's
a dark? To me, it's a dark gem. I don't know what it is.
I don't. To me, it's not a.
It doesn't have a basketball feel.
No, it doesn't. And I think a lot of that's due to the background on the other side.
Stage.
You only have seating on one side,
Yeah.
and I don't think it has quite that atmosphere that maybe other venues have.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to use that big word. It's not conducive to an exciting ball game.
yeah, it's just
Do you like that,
Yeah,
Ted?
I like that. Yeah.
we'll start practicing with our curtains closed on our stage.
Okay,
We'll get used
all
to
right.
that.
Who'd you bring this morning?
Well, we were supposed to have practice this morning. I was going to nab a couple girls.
Yeah.
I couldn't get anybody to wake up and
Well,
answer
that's
my
fine.
text
I
this
didn't-
morning, Tad.
I didn't expect anyone to come in on the weather like this. Really,
Well,
I didn't.
and then there were some girls that did answer, and I said, "Well, you just stay home till practice." So
Yeah,
I
that's
made Kylie Soliday came in. I think the first game.
I don't know.
She came in either the first or second Saturday this
Okay.
season, and she might have a little bit more to share this time since she's played a few more games, and
I'll tell you
So-
what, with the smile she's got, she doesn't have to say a whole lot. That lights up the world.
Okay, how was St. Chan since the first time you're here? Have you felt like you've gotten better?
I felt like our team has improved a lot since
Okay,
then.
what part of your game do you feel like?
Well, our outside shooting has gotten a lot better with Kristen Wells coming in there and shooting for us. And then I think our inside game has also gotten a lot better with Ashley Babcock stepping in and getting the job done with Erica.
Have you stayed healthy?
Yeah, I've been one to stay healthy.
Just keep that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking forward to playing Norton again?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing them again.
What about the first game? You think that's one of the big ball games of your career, your young career?
Yeah, that game was really fun to play in.
Anything particularly stand out in that game of Thrones?
I don't know, just beating one of our rival teams in double overtime.
Wow, it's amazing how much time were you in the whole time?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay, so
When you get in an overtime like that, especially double overtime, does your heart rate go up?
I don't know, I was more focused on the game.
Is Coach cool and calm and collected like she portrays as we see her?
Yeah, most of the time, sometimes.
what are you, a senior, junior?
Sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay, well you have 2 more years then. Okay,
Yes.
coming. What's your favorite part of the ball game? You like to shoot? You shoot the three?
Sometimes.
And how do you feel confident with the three?
Not really.
That's not a fair question. If you shoot the three, you should feel confident about
Yeah.
that, I think, right?
Yep.
she takes she doesn't shoot a lot, but she takes the ones that need to be shot. She's pretty selective, and her selection is really good. We talk a lot about good shots and bad shots in practice, just with everybody. And Kylie does a good job of knowing when to take those threes. She's really improved on her ability to drive here in this season. She feels a little bit more comfortable out there, I think. Last year was kind of shell shock for a freshman, so she's getting more comfortable out there every game,
sure.
and she's finding ways to affect the game as opposed to just being a passer and a distributor. So that's good to see.
Were you ready to play Hoxie though? Did you want to get that game?
Yeah, I was excited to go play them.
Okay, because they have a pretty good, they have a good record through the years, and to play better teams, and have a
Right.
chance to do that.
When you're playing out front and you keep passing, the other team realize you're not going to shoot, and so they can back off just a bit to take care of the other people. So you need to, every once in a while, start putting that thing up out there,
Yeah.
don't you? And you probably make a lot of them when you do put them up.
Yeah. Hopefully.
What other sports you're involved in?
Volleyball, and I started track last year, like in the middle of the season, but I got injured with the foot injury.
Okay,
so-
well, you gonna be able to do it again, or?
Yeah, I think
Was you
so.
throwing the shot put or what?
No, running.
Running, okay.
Coming into the season, were you looking forward to what you know you're going to have all the illness and the injuries and all that kind of thing. Did you feel pretty good coming into the season?
Yeah, I felt really good coming into the season, ready to get back out on the floor and prove that we can do something.
You play maybe basketball too? Do you play summertime basketball?
Yeah, I do. We played a lot this summer.
You're going to start playing. The other night, the city council voted to let them have high school. No, not be a high school sport. It'll be high school age soccer.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a soccer?
Oh no.
I don't know that much about soccer. I watch as much of that as I do the figure ice skating.
Yeah. It's exciting when they score, but they
Yeah,
can go a whole game without scoring.
go whole
so.
score and then go back and I should get to know the rules better.
Yeah, my younger brother went down to Oklahoma to college, and he was a soccer player. And I told him there has to be something loose up there to run and run, but he really enjoyed it.
And there's a lot of running in it and everything, and it's a sport too. I guess it's called football overseas. So, well, you ready then to go to Norton Tuesday night then? Right?
Yes, I'm ready to go play them.
Okay. Well, good luck,
Thank you.
and then hope to stay healthy. And everything,
Yes.
and stay healthy during track too if you do
Yeah.
that.
And keep that smile on your face.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
See, the thing of it is, if you smile all the time, the team you're playing, I don't know what's going on with that,
What are
It's
you
not
up
out
to?
there on
Yeah,
the court.
what are you up to? What?
There's not too many smiles on the court.
Yeah, okay.
Only when she's celebrating with her teammates.
Okay, all right,
She's
very good.
usually pretty
All right.
pretty focused. So
Okay, well, can we come back next Saturday morning?
Yep,
Hopefully,
yep,
we'll be talking about a game that'll be played Saturday night.
that would be pretty great. So.
I want to compliment you. I can't imagine that they've been so good over there.
Yeah, well, they're a little loud, but other
Well,
than
that's
that,
fine.
sitting
They're
put,
kids. They're
so.
kids. That's amazing. What are they just talking and stuff?
Oh no, they're on the iPad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
All
they
right.
don't get to be on that very often.
Okay,
So
they-
when they do,
An iPad, what's that?
Well, I know what that is. I know what an iPad is. I don't always know how to do it. Rachel half the time. I hate Rachel come in and help me do this. Thank heaven for that because I'm not, and that's on my iPhone.
Rachel's capable of a lot of really
I
good
know.
things.
Anyway, so you have a good game
All right,
Tuesday
thank
night.
you,
Very good.
thank you.
Thanks
Yep.
for coming in. Be careful out there.
Yeah.
No falling.
That's right.
No falling.
that's right.
Tell the girls to be careful coming to practice.
That's
today,
right.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Maybe it'll be gone. Maybe some of the ice will be gone.
well,
by
I
this
probably
time.
won't have a venture out till I know it's clear. So
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right,
Very
thanks,
good.
Dad.
We'll see you next
Thanks,
Saturday.
appreciate it. Good to see you.
Good job. Okay, we're going to talk about wrestling here in a minute. I have to remind you that some of the folks we'll look at basketball, then we'll look at wrestling. Sports Talk brought to you by all your friends at the Farmers State Bank in Phillipsburg. Your interest begins the moment you enter the door. Interest in you, member FDIC. Mapes and Miller, it's not what you make, but what you keep. of Mid-America Real Estate, providing the best homes in the area for over 40 years. Blossoms and Butterflies, making beautiful flowers a part of your life. Sign Solutions, your one-stop sign shop, so much more. Madison Motors, in business for over 70 years, and Rogers Associates, your local trusted choice agency. I cannot get over how well behaved those two boys were on the other side. It's amazing.
Well,
Of course, maybe the fact that parents have lot. Yes, right.
Yeah.
As a coach, and of course, they're going to be adding one to the family too. Are you aware of that?
No.
This summer, yeah, they're going to be adding a
heard
girl.
that.
They're going to have a young girl. She hadn't heard that, I don't think. We're talking about the young girl that's coming to the family. And so you'll be able to have 3 over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be exciting.
Okay. Let's look at wrestling here. We have all the brackets here. And I thought to go, everyone knows what's probably happened. Would you want to do the basketball first or the wrestling?
It just doesn't matter. Whatever you think we ought to
Okay,
do.
let's do the wrestling. I'm going to go through this. Look,
All right.
who's going for the championships and the different ones. And Phillipsburg, the wrestlers, 3 went down, 3 are going to medal. In the 106-pound category, going for the championship, Bites of Eureka going up against Segura of Hill City. Hill City, Segura is, I think he's now 44-1. There for Hill City. He'll be going up against Kendall Bites of Eureka. There's a couple of Bites boys. Phillipsburg yesterday. Aaron Lenker of Phillipsburg will be going wrestling later on today for a chance to go for 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or 6th, depending on how he comes in that. So he goes in the back door. So it's Bites of Eureka and Segura of Hill City, the 106 and the 113-pound category. It's going to be from Wellsville. It's going to be Tyler Ware will be going up against, there's the other Betts from Eureka, and that's Colby Betts. Will be going for the championship in that competition, the 113-pound category. In the 120, Phillipsburg with a chance to get a gold. Stetson Phillipsburg will be going up against Jacob, will be going up against Hunter Reddick of Fredonia. So they'll be going for the championship in the 120-pound category. 126-pound category, McDaniel of Scott City against a Pretty of Silver Lake in the back. Let's see, looking at, I'll find it here in a minute, the 132-pound category. Phil Lanker has moved his way all the way back into, he'll be wrestling later on this morning for a chance to wrestle for 3rd and 4th. So he's assured of getting a medal. He can't get any worse than 6th. They'll be wrestling that today. The championship, the 132, Wren of Scott City against the Tubbs of Waubonsee. Roddy Tubbs of Waubonsee against Wren of Scott City in the 138-pound category. Colby Drogemeyer of Waubonsee wrestles Riley County, Richard of Riley County, and that's Luke Richard for the championship, the 138. And the 145, Porsche of Hoxie, Dayton Porsche of Hoxie wrestles Scott Wrestler of Riverside. In the 152-pound category, it's going to be Ball of Hoyingen against Hutchinson. The Smith Centers for the Redmond going for the championship. In the 152-pound category, 160-pound category, Finnessy, Jordan Finnessy will be going for the championship against Isaiah Llewellyn of Rossville. Finnessy, of course, remember I think she was a girls basketball coach at Plainville for long. Got to know her real well.
A long time.
In fact, she used to help me do color. She'd help me do color games, and I haven't seen her in a long time. I'd like to say hi to her again. In the 170-pound category, Hayes of Scott City. There's in the Scott City boy against Gable Howerton of Silver Lake. In the 182-pound category, Wyatt Padigo of Hoisington. There's a Hoisington in there. Came in strong against Villapun of Minneapolis. In the 182-pound category. In the 195-pound class, Josh Seabolt of Cimarron against Palik of Tyler Pedig. I forgot who would MARK be? I wrote it down. Oh no, Marion in the 195-pound category. In the 220-pound category, Ledesma of Goodland against Cox of Hoxie. And in the heavyweight, Strom of Sabetha against Avery Hawkins of Smith Center. So a lot of area wrestlers in there.
Well, I was watching some of that last night, and they get up in those heavyweights. There's not a lot of motion.
No,
They lead
that's right.
and lag, but a couple of them end up winning right at the last second. Got a pin or something like
Trying
that.
to get the team scores here earlier, and I wasn't very successful. Can you get them team scores for me, and I'll pass those along here. Then we're going to look at the sub-state next week. But a final reminder, some of the sponsors making it possible for us to come in here and do this on a Saturday morning. Phillips County Health Systems, also Olive Boy Memorial Chapel, Stephen E. Rush, your State Farm agent, Sonic Drive-In, like us on Facebook to see the Sonic deals. Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, where the roads are paved with opportunity. Farmers and Ranchers Outlet and ZNR High-Vac R. And Farmers State Bank, one of our sponsors, they're going to be taking another bus load to Kansas City this year to see the Royals play.
They are.
Yeah.
And talk about the Royals, man. We're just in February, and they're
Well, they start playing, but the Royals are not going to be the Royals. Hosmer's gone, and a lot of others
I
are
know.
gone. Would you for $144 million there? He's going to San Diego.
He comes and plays with the Royals, then he goes somewhere else, and he comes back to the Royals, and then he leaves, goes somewhere else.
Yeah. It used to be they played 20 years for the same team.
Yes.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, we have Hoxie. Okay, Scott City's in first with 80.5. Second place, Hoxie with 68.5. That might be Hoxie's great tradition. Hoisington in third with 63.5. Smith Center in fourth, 58.5. Silver Lake, let's see, Silver Lake's in fifth with 53. Eureka sixth with 46.5. Rossville seventh with 43. Tied for Wabaunsee with 43. 42 points, Marion and Wadena. Riverside 42. Phillipsburg's in the number 11 spot. Half a point ahead of Plainville. Phillipsburg 37, Plainville 36.5, Goodland 35, Riley County 35, Wellsville 34. Then let's see, Norton is in 16th, the tie for 16th with 33. Norton always comes in the back door well. They always come in the back door well and win it.
Norton had wrestling way back when I was in school,
Well,
and we didn't have. That was Northwest.
Goodland, Northwest Kansas League Wrestling.
Northwest Kansas League.
And they had Hoxie, St. Francis, Colby, Goodland. When I moved to Goodland, I knew nothing at all about wrestling. In 64, I'd learned quick about wrestling. But, Colby, or Norton, was the farthest east. And then made a state sport out of it. And for years, they just dominated. Now it's across the state now. It's not domination like it was. But Northwest Kansas really used to dominate the wrestling
They had trouble
situation.
beating us in football, but they could dominate in wrestling.
Let's
We
see.
didn't wrestle, thank goodness.
Norton, as I mentioned, again tied with 16 or 33, but I mentioned they backdoor people and Russell with 10 and all the way down there. Ellis with 5, and they could have a chance. But there's a lot of wrestlers. 64 schools.
I was
There,
watching.
thank you.
I was watching a bunch of that last night, and it's amazing that they get up in those heavyweights, how large those guys are.
Well, sure they are. They're heavyweights.
Why, you tell me. Surely there ought to be a limit on their 600 pounds or something.
Well, no, I don't know. It used to be 275 pounds was heavyweight.
Yeah, but I
but
mean
to be
on
over-
up, because
yeah.
some of them are just
Well,
humongous.
that's the way it is. Do you watch wrestling on TV? More the professionals?
No.
Oh, no, no, that's a show.
Yeah, that's
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's look at that basketball. We've done the wrestling. What
Okay.
time does that start? At 10 this morning, or it may be underway. The first round may be underway on the backside of the bracket. May be doing it. Now, the ones that wrestled for the championship, they don't have to wrestle until tonight, going for the number 1 and number 2 spot. They wait until tonight to wrestle. They're assured, because they're going to wrestle tonight, and that's worth the price of admission there. Okay, what?
Class 1A Sub-State Girls Basketball Bracket, Kensington Thunder Ridge.
Okay, where's this at?
Where's this at?
Sylvan.
It's played on
Sylvan. It'll be Sylvan Lucas. Is the site.
Sylvan Lucas Unified High School. So.
Okay. And
But anyway, Kensington Thunder Ridge has a bye.
That's girls.
That's the girls.
Okay.
And
they all play on Tuesday, right?
yes.
Okay.
And then Sylvan Lucas Unified plays Osborne High School. Sylvan's 10-9, Osborne's 8-11. Downs Lakeside got a bye. Downs 15-5, and Little River will play Mankato Rock Hills. Little River.
No,
12.
Little River plays Kansas. No, that's yours. I'm sorry. I'll look at my bracket. Go ahead.
Little
Didn't
River.
mean to interrupt you there.
Little River girls, 12-7 record, play Mankato Rock Hills with a record of 3-16.
Okay, I'm sorry. And this is on the boys' side on Monday night, the Class 1A Division 1 at Sylvan Lucas. Osborne has a first round bye, so they will not be playing. They'll be playing the winner on Thursday. They'll be playing the winner at Sylvan of the Downs Lakeside and Sylvan Lucas Unified game. All right, lower half of the bracket, Rock Hills, Mankato with a bye. So they won't see action until Thursday, and on Thursday they'll be going up against the winner Monday night of Little River and Thunder Ridge. Thunder Ridge will be playing Little River at Sylvan, and then of course the semis, and then the championship on Saturday.
And also in Class 1A Division 2 will be played at Palco. Beloit St. John's with a 15-4 record received a bye. Palco with a 3-13 record will play Natoma with a 2-17 record. That could be quite a ball game. That'll be Monday night at 6 o'clock at Palco. And then Northern Valley, 12-7 record is good, receives a bye. And then Logan High School, 4-14 record, 4-14, and they receive a bye.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's 3 byes in the first round there. The only game will be played Monday night, yours, and then that game will be at 6 o'clock, and then at 7:30, Natoma and Palco will be playing boys at Palco. If the boys and girls play a lot of times, they play the same night. So then on the boys' side of the bracket at Palco on Monday, we mentioned Natoma, Palco. Northern Valley has a first round bye. Logan has a first round bye, and St. John's Beloit Tipton first round bye. Then we'll be seeing action. The boys will be seeing action. Semis on Thursday, championship on Saturday.
A lot of byes there in the Class 2A Sub-State tournament being played at Belleville, Republic County. Blue Rapids Valley Heights with a 16-5 record takes on Brookville, El Saline with a 2-18. Lincoln High School with a 6-13 plays Solomon at a 5-14, so that could be a pretty tight ball game. On the Smith Center High School girls, they are 12-8, and they're going to be playing Salina Sacred Heart with a 4-16 record. Then Bennington High School, 11-8, will be playing Belleville, Republic County at 4-14. Top 4 teams in there, good records.
Yeah.
4 they're playing bad.
Okay. Looking at Belleville's on the boys' side of it, on Tuesday night they'll be playing. Brookville, El Saline will be at the number 1 seed. Salina Sacred Heart 17-3, the number 8 seed, with El Saline 4-16. Also upper half of that bracket, Valley Heights will be hosting Smith Center. Smith Center will be at Blue Rapids Valley Heights in the game there in the lower half of the bracket on Tuesday night. Lincoln goes to Bennington, and Republic County will be at Solomon on Tuesday night. Then they play Friday night, Belleville in the semis and championship on the Saturday. I have both the boys and girls here. I have the boys. You have the. Did we give the 3A?
No, I didn't have it.
Maybe I got it here.
Two A's. You have both boys and girls?
Maybe I've got it here somewhere. I may have. There it is. Thank you, Rachel. All right, there we go. There's the girls 3A.
All right, on the girls 3A, sub-state basketball bracket. They'll be playing at Colby down in that dungeon type place. Scott Community High School with 16-4 record will be playing Goodland High School 1-19. Colby High School with a 9-10 record will playing Kismet Southwestern Heights with a 7-12 record, so that matches up pretty close. Cimarron with a 12-7 record plays Lakin High School with a 4-16 record, and Norton Community High 11-9 will be playing Phillipsburg, and we're familiar with both those schools. Phillipsburg with a 5-13 record.
And that'll be at Norton.
That'll be at Norton.
7 o'clock. On Monday night, Norton comes in to Phillipsburg. They'll be playing at the Chuck Dooner Gym, 7 o'clock. Southwestern Heights will be at Scott. Colby at Lakin, and Cimarron at Goodland. In the competition, then they play out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The semis and the final games will be played at the community building there in Colby. Well, let's see. We talked about wrestling, we talked about basketball, and figure skating and the Olympics. The United States is finally coming. Thank heavens for the women. I'm serious. The women are getting the United States medals.
Yes,
in the Olympics.
Really well.
Thank heavens we've got them, and they got that. Did you see that shootout on the hockey? The ladies beat the Canadians, and wasn't that exciting? Another miracle on the ice. The one, in 1980, was it? The miracle on the ice there.
I don't recall.
That's when the United States defeated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in miracles? That was where he said that, where the United States beat Russia in New York in the Olympics, and he said, "Do you believe in miracles?" And that's famous. That's a famous
I
thing.
suppose you could say that, but they played and finally did what they're supposed to do. And
That was a miracle. They weren't supposed to beat the Russians. Russians are all professionals. The United States were all amateurs, and then they really. But anyway, Al Michaels said that.
I've often wondered, watching the Olympics and everything, where they put up all those venues to ski, jump, everything, and then when it's all over, what do they do with that?
A lot of stuff they don't do anything with.
Just leave it there.
Now the buildings they use. I think the South Koreans are going to be using some of the buildings, but there's millions and millions of dollars go into that, and they can still have their World Games there and stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff they put in that's never used again. The summertime Olympics, I think a lot more is used in the wintertime things. And if they come to LA again, I think there's a whole lot of venues they can use out there that they used before.
I wonder if the skiing and the cross country, and then they have to stop and lay down and shoot.
That was always that and curling. Those two sports there.
I just wonder
how they got in there. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Bills?
I'll tell you what, that young lady sitting over there doing all the controls, making us look good and sound good.
I know. Well, she's
just totally amazing.
She's a director / producer of the program, everything, and gets the stats for me and everything. Anyway.
And she can give you that look like you better straighten it up.
Okay.
Next she does it with a smile.
Yeah. Next Saturday morning, we haven't done anything yet. Hopefully, we can get Andy Kenny to come on and talk and have his 3 wrestlers who medal, or whoever he wants to bring. Maybe he wants to bring the whole wrestling team. I don't know, but we'll have him. We'll invite him next week. And then also we'll have the basketball on, and maybe some other things will be happening out there. So thanks again, and be careful when you go outside.
Well, it's always fun to be around Tad.
See, I won't be watching. It's like I'm skating out there. I don't want to watch you fall.
I will help you go out.
No, we'll see.
And
Maybe
then that way, if you fall, I'll be underneath you.
you'll go
so
fall too. Yeah,
I'll
you'll go.
cushion your fall.
Okay, right. Again, we'll see you Thursday morning on Tadpole at 9 o'clock, right next door here. The next Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, right here, and maybe it won't be so slippery. We'll see you.